Hello everyone, again with you, Samil Ahmed. I am the CEO and co-founder of MARJ3 platform, MENA leading online platform with your lovely program, MARJ3 Podcast University's Corner. And today we have a great university, the number 31 in the world. It will be a great episode, so let's start. So, hello again. Like I said, we have the university number 31 on the world. We have King's College London. And like you see, my background is London. So, with me, Kathleen. Hey, how are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here today and tell you guys all about Kings.
Thank you so much. So, can you please introduce yourself for everyone? What do you do in the university?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the International Recruitment Manager here at Kings for the Middle East. So my job is to talk to students who are interested in coming to study at Kings, to tell them about the entry requirements and the programs that we offer, and all about what you can expect in the UK and studying in London.
Okay, that's great. So, before we talk about the university, can you tell us more about living in London or studying in UK in general?
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the best things about studying in the UK is that we have lots of really fantastic universities, and you can expect a really high quality of education. Many of the universities in the UK are very highly recognized across the world for world leading research and having some of the world's best academics and professors. The other thing about degrees in England in particular is that we have 3-year bachelor degrees and 1-year master's programs. So it means that you can complete your studies a little bit quicker than in some of the other countries around the world, such as North America, for example. So that's one added advantage. Now, London itself is a really exciting city. It's an amazing academic hub, as well as being a tourist city. There's a lot you can benefit from during your studies in London. So I would say that London is the epicenter of international finance and business, politics, science, technology, arts and culture. So the possibilities are really endless here. And then not only this, London has an amazing amount of things that you can do in your spare time around your study. So there are food markets on every street corner. There are thousands of bars and restaurants to explore, music festivals throughout the year, cultural celebrations, sporting events. So there's just so much that you can do. You can really never get bored here in the city. And in addition to this, it's a great place to be based if you like to travel. We have 5 airports in London, and you can get really quite cheap flights to other destinations across Europe. So if you want to go to Paris for the weekend, you can get the Eurostar train that takes 2 hours to get to Paris, or flights, between 1 and 3 hours across Germany, France, Spain, Italy. So a great place to be based if you like to explore and travel.
Okay, so that's so great. And so, being the university number 31 in the world is not an easy mission. So, tell us why you are unique university. Why students should choose your university?
Yeah, well, we're definitely really proud of our rankings. King's is one of the oldest universities in England. We were founded in 1829, so nearly 200 years of history and heritage. And today we are one of the leading universities in arts, humanities, natural and life sciences, healthcare, law, politics, and business. So we have a really wide range of interesting and specialized interdisciplinary degree programs across all of those subject areas. Now, we're also part of the Russell Group. In the UK, the Russell Group is a research-focused network of institutions. So that means that we are leading in research. It also means that the professors and the academics at King's tend to be at the top of their field. So for a student, it means you learn directly from world-leading experts who bring the latest knowledge from their research straight back into the classroom. So you could end up with a professor at King's who has actually written the textbook that you might be using. Now, the other thing about King's is that we are very international. We have a very global community of staff and students who come from all over the world. Nearly half of our student population are international students.
Okay, so that's great. So let's have a look to the university and then back to talk more about the requirements.
Welcome to London.
Welcome to King's.
Every day I'm inspired by students. Their achievements are just phenomenal.
You are joining an incredibly diverse community of students, staff and alumni from over 150 countries from across the world.
You almost feel your brain opening up with the perspectives from so many different people, different cultures.
You'll meet lifelong friends.
I actually met Ria on the first day of uni and we've managed to be friends for the whole 3 years.
Immerse yourself in the excitement and vibrancy of our energetic and dynamic global city.
I think London's just an absolute hub. I mean, coming from myself, a Valley boy, there's just so many opportunities I can grasp.
You're in the middle of London, you're really in the centre of everything that's happening.
Anything that you could be interested in, possibly, it's happening in London, often just down the road from here.
Experience London as a classroom, laboratory, community and home.
At the legal clinic, when you actually get to meet the client and you learn their story, you put things together and you realize that everything that you've been learning, it's finally right there in front of you.
If you walk up and down a road, you'll probably pass one of our monitoring sites and most likely you won't notice it. We're London's eyes, if you like.
Be taught by some of the best minds in the world.
It is unique to King's because we're doing research and we teach this research to our students.
You are building your future on your own. You are making your own decisions and I felt the incredible support from King's.
So this is really great. I'm really excited to see like the students, the staff, all these different activities. So tell me, what is the requirements to enter King's College London?
So it depends on whether you're applying to an undergraduate or a master's program, of course. Now, if you are looking to apply for an undergraduate degree, we do accept a wide range of international qualifications at King's. The main qualifications that students apply for direct entry would be A-levels. So you would need scores of between ABB and A** AA, depending on the program you're applying to. A lot of students also apply with the IB diploma, and we require at least 35 points overall and scores of between 665 and 766 in higher level subjects. And again, that depends on which program you're applying to. So if you were applying to medicine, business management, law, you'll find that these programs are very competitive and we're asking for the top range of scores for those programs. But there are many other degree choices where the entry requirements are a little bit lower. If you have APs or American qualifications, we can also accept a certain combination of APs for direct entry. So if you have 3 APs and the SAT, or if you have 5 APs, you can apply with those as well. Now for our undergraduate programs, we have one main intake that's in September every year. And you need to apply through UCAS, which is the UK's central application system. So there's 2 main deadlines to keep in mind for UCAS. The first deadline is the 15th of October. That's for medicine and dentistry programs for all the universities in the UK. And for all of our other programs, you have until the 15th of January to apply. So just keep those deadlines in mind if you're thinking about undergraduate study. Now, for students who don't have those qualifications, you might be completing the National High School Certificate, Thanawiya, American Diploma. We have an international foundation year that you would need to apply to. So this is a one-year program. We have 8 different pathways and they lead on to the majority of our undergraduate courses. So it's a really great program. Students receive lots of support and 90% of our students progress and graduate and go on to first year undergraduate. Many of our pathways also have a guaranteed offer for the King's degree. So as long as you meet the grade requirements in foundation, you would have a guaranteed offer for King's as well after that 1 year. So with regards to the master's programs, we offer a really wide range of specialised master's degrees across all those subjects at King's. If you are applying to masters, each of the programs will have slightly different entry requirements, and you can find those on the program pages. The GPA requirements really depend on where you've completed your undergraduate degree, so they can be different for different countries. But for example, if you have a degree from Egypt, we normally look for between 80 to 85% overall score average, or a 3.3 to 3.5 GPA. But again, this depends on the program and it depends on the country where you've completed your degree. So you can find most of that information on the website.
Okay, great. And we have received a question about this ACT score. So American Diploma ACT score, what is the required score?
So if you are applying with an American diploma, you would likely need to come through our foundation year. And the grades that we require for that would be a 3.2 GPA.
Okay, that's great. So let's talk to the third part of our podcast is the tuition fees and scholarship. So what is the tuition fees for all the 3 different levels, and do you have any scholarships?
Yeah, so the tuition fees range depending on what you're applying to. For our basic kind of arts and science programs, you're looking at fees of within £20,000 to £25,000 a year. Our more specialised programs are a little bit higher than that, and it can go right up to around £40,000 for degrees like medicine and dentistry. So that's the kind of average span of cost, between £20,000 and £40,000 per year. But you can find the full tuition fees listed on the program pages on the website. Now, in terms of scholarships, we offer a small number of scholarships at King's. We don't tend to offer full tuition fee scholarships, unfortunately, but we do have bursaries and smaller scholarships that you can apply to once you have an offer. They tend to be linked to certain subject areas. So, for example, we have some postgraduate business scholarships of up to £10,000 this year. We've also had scholarships within our social science courses and law courses previously. So it's just a matter of checking our scholarships page, as these can change from year to year as well.
That's great. And how many intakes do you have? So you receive application in 2 intakes or less or more?
It is just the 1 intake for most of our programs. So September is the main intake. All of our undergraduate degrees, our foundation degrees, and most of our master's programs all start in September. So it's just the 1. There are some graduate programs that have a slightly different intake. It could be January, but those tend to be the more specialised healthcare programs that have those special intakes. If you're applying for a PhD, there are actually 4 intakes for PhD students. So that's a lot more flexible. The PhD process is a little bit different. You need to find a supervisor at King's first, and once you have confirmation of a supervisor, you can then apply to one of the 4 intakes.
And what is the deadline?
So for undergraduate programs, as I've said, you apply through UCAS. So the deadline is 15th of October for medicine and dentistry, 15th of January for all of the other programs. For our International Foundation Year program, the deadline is usually the end of March. However, we still accept applications when we have places, and at the moment we are still accepting applications for foundation. So if you're interested in starting in September 2021 for foundation, you can still apply. For our master's programs, it's a little bit similar actually. The deadline is usually the end of March every year. However, if there are places available, we still accept applications until they fill up. So what you can do is you can check the program page on the website. If we're still accepting applications, it will say open, and if we're no longer accepting, it will say closed.
Okay, thank you so much, and thanks for being with us. It's such a pleasure. And thanks for everyone watching us now or later. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Like I said, always, you can check the link below to make us help you to apply to universities in US, UK, Europe, or any places. We are always here to help you and find you to connect with the best fit university around the world. Hope you have a great day, and thank you again, Kathleen, for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. And thanks for everyone who tuned in today. Take care, and I wish you all the best.